Hello students, today we shall discuss about chapter 3, that is water. Water is very important for any living organisms. For the existence of life, water is very much important. You know, water can exist in three different states, that is, one is solid, liquid and gas. The solid water is called ice, liquid form is water and the gas form is called water vapor. So for the conversion of liquid from solid, heat is required, and when gas is water vapor is converted to from water, then heat is required. And when liquid is converted from water vapor, then heat will be released. Similarly, when ice is formed from liquid water, heat is released. Now at normal pressure, that is at atmospheric pressure or 760 millimeter mercury pressure, water exists in solid form at 0 degree or below 0 degree, and it exists in water vapor form at 100 degree or above 100 degree. In between 0 degree and 100 degree, water exists in liquid form. This is only possible when we maintain the atmospheric pressure as 1 atmospheric pressure, that is 760 millimeter mercury pressure. Millimeter mercury is the unit of pressure. Now when conversion of liquid from solid, that process is called melting or fusion. Similarly, conversion of gas or a water vapor from liquid water, that process is called vaporization. And the conversion of liquid water from water vapor, that is called condensation. So condensation is opposite process of vaporization, whereas solid is formed from liquid, that process is called freezing or solidification. So freezing or solidification is opposite of melting or fusion. So in case of melting or fusion, heat is required. In case of vaporization also heat is required, whereas in case of condensation heat is released. And in case of vaporization, the amount of heat absorbed will be equal to the release of heat in condensation. So both these processes are same. The amount of heat change for these two processes same, only there will be change in sign. Now what is latent heat of vaporization? The amount of heat required to vaporize a certain amount of liquid water. The amount of heat that is required to vaporize a certain amount of liquid water, that is called latent heat of vaporization of that liquid. Now what is specific latent heat? Here if we mention the amount of the liquid water, the amount, if we here specify the particular amount, that is how much water is to be converted into water vapor, then the heat absorbed will be called the specific latent heat. That is the amount of heat required to vaporize 1 mole or 1 gram of liquid water, that is called specific heat of vaporization. So unit will be calorie per mole or calorie per gram, or joule per mole or joule per gram, where calorie or joule, these are the unit of heat, and calorie per mole means this amount of heat is required to vaporize 1 mole of liquid water. Calorie per gram means this amount of heat is required to vaporize 1 gram liquid water. Now latent heat of condensation, that is the amount of heat released when a specific amount of water vapor is condensed to form liquid water. So for same amount of water, latent heat of condensation will be equal to latent heat of vaporization. But in case of condensation, there will be release of heat, whereas in case of vaporization there will be absorption of heat, but the amount of heat remains same. Now solid to liquid water, similarly when we convert water from ice, then the heat will be absorbed, and this amount of heat is called latent heat of fusion or melting. And when ice is formed from liquid water, the heat released, that is called latent heat of freezing or solidification. Now properties of water. Water is colorless, odorless and tasteless, but the drinking water which we drink has pleasant taste due to presence of different dissolved metals and dissolved gases in waters. There are different minerals which remain dissolved in water, and due to these minerals and dissolved gases, water has pleasant taste. Boiling point. We know pure water has boiling point, that is pure water starts to boil at 100 degrees centigrade only when we maintain the atmospheric pressure as 1 atmosphere pressure or 760 millimeter mercury pressure. That is, at normal atmospheric pressure, water starts to boil at 100 degrees centigrade. But if atmospheric pressure is increased, then what will happen? Boiling point will also increase. Why? Because any liquid starts to boil when its vapor pressure becomes equal to atmospheric pressure. Any liquid starts to boil when its vapor pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure. Now what is vapor pressure? If we take a liquid that can be evaporated, that is a evaporating liquid in a container, and the mouth of the container is sealed, then there will be formation of vapor at the upper part of the liquid, and this liquid and water vapor, there will be conversion of water vapor from liquid, and similarly there will be conversion of liquid from vapor. Some vapor will be condensed to liquid form and some liquid will vaporize to vapor form. So these two processes simultaneously go on, and at a certain time the rate of formation of vapor will be equal to the rate of formation of liquid. That is, the rate of formation of vapor from liquid, that is this forward process, and the rate of formation of liquid from vapor, that is this backward process. These two processes will be at same rate, that is this situation is called equilibrium situation. So at equilibrium, the pressure exerted by the vapor over the liquid, that is called vapor pressure of that liquid. When equilibrium is reached, the pressure exerted by the vapor over any liquid, that is called vapor pressure of that liquid. If this vapor pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure, then the liquid will start to boil. So for water, as boiling point is 100 degrees centigrade at 1 atmosphere pressure, that means at 100 degrees centigrade the vapor pressure of water is 1 atmosphere. Now if we increase atmospheric pressure, say if we increase atmospheric pressure from 1 atmosphere to 2 atmosphere, then what will happen? Then more and more vapor should be formed, that is vapor pressure should be higher to reach the greater atmospheric pressure, that is more and more vapor should be formed, and more vapor formation is only possible if we increase the temperature. So boiling point increases with increase in atmospheric pressure. Similarly, decrease in atmospheric pressure at lower temperature, vapor pressure reaches atmospheric pressure, so boiling point decreases. Similarly, if we decrease the atmospheric pressure, Then at lower temperature the vapor pressure will be equal to the atmospheric pressure, so boiling point decreases. So at the top of hills, that is at higher altitude, water starts to boil at a temperature which is less than 100 degree. At about 70 or 80 degree centigrade, water starts to boil at higher altitude. Water boiling point of water becomes 70 degree or 80 degree centigrade depending on altitude, that is boiling point decreases. So at the top of field, for the foods to be well cooked, we have to use pressure cooker, because as at the top of hills, that is at higher altitude, water boils at lower temperature, so foods cannot be well cooked. For this reason pressure cooker is used. In pressure cooker we generate very high pressure, and at this very high pressure boiling point of water also increases, so foods can be well cooked inside pressure cooker. In pressure cooker high pressure is generated, so inside pressure cooker boiling point of water becomes very high, so foods will be very well cooked. Now, so boiling point of water increment. Boiling point of water can be increased by two processes. One is atmospheric pressure increment. If we increase atmospheric pressure, then boiling point increases. And the second process is if some impurities are added to water, then also boiling point increases. And the reason of this you will know in your higher classes. Similarly, melting or freezing point of water is at 0 degree centigrade at normal atmospheric pressure. At normal atmospheric pressure, water freezes at 0 degree centigrade. Now, freezing point of water decreases if atmospheric pressure increases, and secondly, if some impurities are dissolved in water, then freezing point decreases, whereas boiling point increases. So, water NaCl mixture is used as freezing mixture. Why? Because NaCl here is impurity, so when NaCl is dissolved in water, then the water becomes impure water. As a result, its freezing point decreases, freezing point goes below 0 degree centigrade. So this mixture as reaches very low temperature, so this mixture can be used for freezing of different substances. Now, density and anomalous behavior of water. If we decrease temperature like other liquids, the density of water also decreases as the molecules become close to each other. With decrement of temperature, their density increases, and at 4 degree centigrade and after 4 degree centigrade, if we further decrease the temperature, the density of water decreases, and this is the anomalous behavior or abnormality from the other liquid. Because for other liquids with decrease of temperature, there will be always increment in density, but in case of water there is the increment in density up to 4 degree. After that, with further decrease in temperature, there will be decrease in density. At 0 degree centigrade, water solidifies, that is ice is formed, and we know for other liquids at solid state the density is higher than liquid, but in case of water the density is less than liquid waters, that is volume of ice is greater than water. The reason is due to the very special structure of ice. You will know that later in your higher classes. Now just keep in mind that ice has greater volume or less density than water, so ice can float over water. Like other liquids, as we decrease temperature, molecules become close to each other. There will be increase in density of water, but at 4th degree water has maximum density, and this density is 1 gram per cc. After that, further decrease in temperature with decreased density of water, that is volume of water increases. This is the anomalous behavior. That is, on solidification, density of water decreases, so ice can float over water. Now marine life exists in the colder region. Due to this behavior of ice, marine life exists in colder region because the upper part of lakes or rivers in colder region, there will be formation of ice, but as ice is insulated, so at the lower part there will be warmer, so liquid can exist at the lower part, and there marine life or aquatic life can exist. And as due to lower density of ice floats over water, so ice remain at the top level, and at the lower level there will be existence of water. Now specific latent heat. The amount of heat that is absorbed to vaporize 1 gram of liquid water or 1 mole of liquid water, that is the specific latent heat, that is I have already discussed, and the unit is calorie per mole or joule per mole, calorie per gram or joule per gram. For water vapor, the specific latent value is 540 calorie per gram, and for condensation this value remains same, only there will be change in sign. That is, for vaporization this amount of heat is absorbed, so for absorption here we use positive sign, and for condensation this amount of heat is released, and for release of heat here we use negative sign, so there will be only change in sign. Similarly, specific latent heat of fusion for ice is 80 calorie per gram, that is for the fusion of 1 gram ice to water 80 calorie heat is required, so positive sign is used. And heat of freezing is minus 80 calorie. During freezing of 1 gram liquid to ice, 80 calorie heat is released. This is exothermic process, and fusion process is endothermic, so positive sign, here is negative sign. Now specific heat. What is specific heat? The amount of heat that is absorbed to rise 1 degree centigrade temperature of 1 gram liquid water, that is called specific heat. That is, to rise 1 degree centigrade temperature of 1 gram water, the amount of heat absorbed, that is the specific heat. Unit is calorie per degree centigrade per gram or joule per degree centigrade per gram. For water, specific heat is 1 calorie per degree centigrade per gram, and or 4.2 joule per degree centigrade per gram. For this much amount of specific heat, presence of large amount of water can modify nearby climate. As water has very large amount of specific heat, so the temperature of water cannot be changed easily. So in coastal cities like Chennai, Mumbai, there will be always pleasant weather, that is, in summer there is not too hot, or in winter there is not too cold. As in summer the hotter air is replaced by the colder air coming from sea, and in winter the colder air is replaced by the hot air coming from sea. That is, the air over the sea that contains moisture, so this air has a moderate temperature. So in summer this air can replace hot air, and in winter this air can replace cold air. Thank you.